Bucket naked.
Please hit the gym. Please hit the gym, and the pH needs to be balanced as well.
I've been drinking. Can't keep your eyes up right now.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Jay Larone Presents. I am your host, Jay Larone. Listen, we got a video here of the family of Karmelo Anthony. If you haven't heard, he's the guy, the 17-year-old boy who stabbed Austin Metcalf in Frisco, Texas last week at a track meet, right? So, yeah, they did a press conference today. From what I understand, this is the first one. It's probably going to be the last one, the only one that they're going to give. The guy, Dominique Alexander, I believe he's part of the Next Generation Action Network, which is a organization here in Dallas that, you know, comes out and talk and speaks on the behalf of, you know, they're like a political action committee or something like that. But anyway, they come out and speak on the behalf of people who they feel is wrongly and just, you know, been done wrongly and stuff like that. Black people, LGBTQ, they speak on the behalf of, you know, social and political topics, events, or whatever. So we're going to go ahead and get into this video, man. And from what I understand, Metcalf's dad showed up at the press conference, which from what I understand, he has every right to be there. I don't think it's a violation, you know what I mean, that he can't attend the press conference as long as he's not being disruptive or rude. But yeah, so they had something to say about that. So they was like, they didn't want him to be there. So for some reason, but let's go ahead and get into it, man. And fair use. If you haven't, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, share. It helps the channel grow. And let's go ahead and do it.
I want to start off this press conference to say something as a deep note that I can tell America. What we seen at the beginning of this press conference, the father being at this press conference, these are my words, don't quote anybody, is a disrespect to the dignity of his son. Next Generation Action Network from the beginning has respected the loss of life. No matter our opinion of it, we have kept our opinion close. We have not attacked. We have not shared the information that was shared with us about Austin Metcalf, because we respect the dignity of life and loss. And
first of all, dude, this is like the second time I've heard him talk, and he's gotten Austin Metcalf's name wrong both times. I mean, yeah, like I said, if you're going to be a spokesperson, at least get the people's names right. I mean, he's calling Metcalf like more than twice, right?
As a minister, I would not attack a grieving family, even if I disagree with them. When I have stood before this podium for people who have died at the hands of law enforcement, I have asked for that same manner of respect. And even when the shoe is on the other foot, I will not do that. And all I'm going to say, so it don't be asked later, is that was disrespectful and just shows you all the character who is not invited. He knows that it's inappropriate to be near this family, but he did it. And so I say to people, actions speak louder than words. Okay? What he has failed into is the political operatives that want to make this thing a political thing of hate, yet bigotry, and yet racism.
Now, I don't know why he would say that, but when this incident happened last week, Metcalf's father was the same guy that came out on national TV and said that this is not about race. I don't want this to be about race, right? He said it. Now, we all know that it didn't go that way, right? Because of the internet and, social media and all this. But this is a political climate where they're going to push race. But the father did say he didn't want this to be about race. So I don't understand why Dominique is going this route, because if the father said he don't want it to be about race, him being there, that isn't a racial thing.
We have conservative operatives that have been posting nonstop about this case. It is outright disrespectful. We haven't been doing it. The Next Generation Action Network has been here, popular and unpopular. So regardless of what going on, that was disrespectful. Disrespectful. And I will leave it to y'all to define it. But of course we want to. Y'all, I'm Minister Dominique Alexander. I serve as the president of the Next Generation Action Network. Today I come before you with a heavy heart, but determined in spirit, not just as an advocate, but as a black man, as a father, as a protector, community, and children. There are 4 critical points I must address today, and I want to make sure that the public and the media and everyone who believes in truth and justice. First, the misinformation about the fund. From the very beginning, there was an intentional disinformation surrounding the fund created in the support of the Anthony family. The Karmelo Anthony Fund, hosted by Give, Send, Go. Let's be clear. The family has not received one dime. Any of the media could have verified this. But we saw on Twitter, we saw on Facebook, and so many different things of the false, lavish life of this family. $800,000 home, purchase Escalade, and private security. Let me make this very clear. The Next Generation Action Network has always had its security detail. Many of you that know us in the Dallas and Fort Worth media know that we have our own security detail. One of the individuals that escorted Karmelo Anthony out of jail is here present with us now. They are a part of the Next Generation Action Network security team.
What I want to say about that is, like he said, the money, anybody, like a lot of people are mad that Karmelo is raising all this money. And a lot of people are saying that the money is being raised because people are just, they want to prove that they could raise this type of money for this kid because of what he did and stuff like that. And I don't have a problem with that. If you need money, that money can be used for his defense. Hey, they can start. anybody can raise money. Like I said, if it's for his defense fund or whatever, fine. Anybody has the right. People do it in church all the time when somebody goes to jail. They raise money for lawyers and stuff like that to help out in the defense. No problem. So now that we have this crowdfunding, you can do that as well, right? But what I do see is a lot of people saying that they use that money to buy a house when, from what I understand, Karmelo and them has been living in that house since 2022. They are renting it, but you mean to tell me y'all really believe that this incident happened last Wednesday and they raised money, and all of a sudden now that they got this money, that they bought a house in less than a week and moved in with all this going on? But that's what people are saying, and people are buying that, and they're jumping on that bandwagon. Y'all got to think. There's no way. Ain't no way with all this going on if they bought a house in less than a week and moved in already with all this going on, man. Come on, y'all got to think about that, man. Y'all falling for too much BS. People just throwing shit out there and y'all eating it up. But yeah, so like I said, from what I understand, they've been in that house since 2022.
The family hasn't hired any private contractors or whatever, or splurged or whatever. But if they have the audacity to spend money for their safety and security, that's their prerogative.
Yep.
The family has not withdrawn, and just until recently, just yesterday, they were officially notified by Give, Send, Go that they could start the withdrawal process. But if anybody know about this process, they know that takes about 2 to 3 days to withdraw from that and actually hit any account. But this blatant propaganda wasn't just about the fund. It was to discourage the public from giving to the fund. That's what this was about. Because just like TMZ was able to call, Give, Send, Go, everybody in the media, in these news outlets that I've never heard before, could have did the same thing. When I first called Give, Send, Go, they gave me every information that I needed. Okay? So that's what I'm going to say on regards to that. Let me make this very clear. This family never authorized a single fund on the GoFundMe platform. All of the funds that were raised on the GoFundMe were all fraud.
Oh shit! I think the second time this done happened to him in an interview. Oh shit!
All of the funds that was raised on that platform were fraud. Okay? The family was the first to report these funds.
Yeah, because there was like 3 or 4.
We identified raised up to 11,000. So a post.
Yeah, it was like when it first started, it was like 3 or 4 GoFundMe's out there. You didn't know which one was which.
About anything that
folks scamming.
That GoFundMe took everything down regarding Karmelo Anthony. That was at the request of the family and their supporters. This family never tried to create an account on GoFundMe. The Next Generation Action Network is very well aware of the company's policy regarding raising funds for legal defense. Okay? Since this tragedy unfolded, the Anthony family has been subject to unimaginable amount of hate, racism, threats to their safety. People have sat outside their house, sent objects delivered to their door, publicly harassed, online and in person. This is not just about Karmelo. It's about the family who dared to stand and demand justice in a return and receive ugliness that racism in this country still breeds. But let me say this loud and clear.
This dude can't talk.
We are not scared. We are not moving. We will not be silent. What I've always said as the president of the Next Generation Action Network, we will never ask the oppressor for permission to liberate our people. We will not ask for permission to stand up for the rights of our children. The Next Generation Action Network has stood on both sides of the fence in ensuring that justice is served. Now, getting to the information that the Next Generation Action Network wanted to share with the public today. And I will go ahead and pass it over to the mother and once I make this statement, okay? All right. There's two more final. For the last week and a half, the Next Generation Action Network has engaged in communications with Frisco ISD to ensure that Karmelo Anthony's due process is not violated. We know that in the state of Texas, there are things that are discretionary things and decisions by the leadership of Frisco ISD, right? There are clear guidance in the state and education code regarding expulsion of a student. We have asked several times. We didn't just rush. We have had these conversations over the last several days. And we have stated that it is just outright wrong to get involved in this. Karmelo Anthony doesn't have to walk. He doesn't have to involve in any senior activities. But Karmelo Anthony is a 3.7 GPA student. And if he doesn't even go to class for the remainder of the year, he would graduate, okay? We've asked that Frisco do not make a decision in this situation. But Frisco ISD has notified of their intent to expel Karmelo Anthony from school 1 month before his high school graduation. That just shows me that Frisco ISD is trying to push off the blame.
Does it mean that they're trying to push off the blame? Now I get it, he ain't gonna be in class, right? I get he doesn't have to go to class the rest of the school year. He doesn't have to, participate and he can still graduate. He doesn't have to walk, but he'll get his certificate. You know what I'm saying? He'll get his diploma. I don't know. That's tricky. Yeah, I mean, yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Y'all think even though Karmelo doesn't have to go back to school, he still has enough credits and the grade point average to graduate. He doesn't have to walk. He doesn't have to do any senior activities. He can just, stay at home and just get his diploma. They just mail it to him. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that, man. But I don't think that they're trying to push themselves off of it's like he's trying to hold Frisco ISD, you know what I'm saying? Like he's trying to hold them responsible in some way, but I don't know. Like I said, y'all, we're going to finish listening to this, but y'all let me know what y'all think about. Should Frisco let him get his diploma, or should they suspend him like he's talking about?
And what I have not heard the media say, as many media outlets have asked us what went on, I'm trying to find how many of y'all have asked the superintendent or one single board of trustee, why didn't you cancel or postpone? With weather in that magnitude, you couldn't have a track meet in rain or thunderstorm or clouds.
Where is he going
y'all
with this?
Y'all are the media. Ask your journalists, your weather journalists, how the weather was that day.
So where is he? So what is he trying? So is he trying to say Frisco is responsible because they didn't cancel the track meet? I mean, if something is set up for that day, 'cause that Wednesday it was raining, but it wasn't. This is how Dallas is, right? The weather in Dallas is crazy. It could be raining, and then 30 minutes later the sun is out. You know what I mean? It could be in a full down. You could have, I mean, it could be raining hard. Like you could get a couple of inches within 30 minutes to an hour, and then all of a sudden the sun out and birds chirping, and you know what I mean. So if they had things set up, of course they're looking at the weather to monitor it to see if it's okay to hold the track meet, right? They're not just going to go ahead and cancel it, especially if it's not really. You know what I'm saying? If it's raining off and on, drizzling here, and then maybe a hard shower there, this is Texas. They're still going to go on as if they're going to hold the event. They can't just go outright cancel it. Now, if it's lightning and then they see that it's not tapering away, then yeah, they'll cancel it. But at that point in time, there was really no reason to cancel the track meet. So I don't know why he's bringing this up. This is stupid. It's like he's saying, if y'all would have canceled the track meet, then this wouldn't have happened. It sounds like that's where he's going.
In that time, y'all do that research. Because as a person who is the administrator of your children, you are responsible for the safety of the children. And so it seems as if
the weather wasn't that bad. It wasn't lightning.
Push this off by making this decision that they do not have to make. So the Next Generation Action Network, outside of the legal process, will...
You can't hold a school responsible for that, man. This is bullshit right here. He's trying to hold a school responsible for what happened.
Be going through different avenues regarding to ensure that we fight for the rights of Karmelo Anthony. Okay? So in the next coming days, we will be announcing to the public. We will do direct action outside of Frisco ISD administration office because this is outright wrong. You are getting involved in a process that even the legal process has asked us to respect. And we're asking you to do that same thing.
So Frisco's getting involved by, I guess, saying that Karmelo can't get his diploma.
You do not have to get involved in this situation. But it seems that even with us going and meeting.
But you're going to put them in it if you're saying that they should have canceled the track meet, right? Ain't that putting them in it? Ain't that getting them involved?
Or having conversations. They have made their mind up. And we want to make sure that the records, that we talk truth to power in regards. I wanted to lay this out to ensure, because of the sensitivity of this case, there are so many moving factors that I have to explain so that this family does not have to explain. Let me say this about the 4th, and let me repeat this so that you guys can go to the Frisco Police Department. The reason why the family or me or anybody with direct knowledge of this cannot talk about the particulars of what happened in that tent, I know you know this is all law, is because if anybody tell you there was an adult near or inside or whatever, this current investigation knows nothing about that. Everybody involved at this point of our knowledge are minors. In the state of Texas, you know we cannot release or talk about minors.
Nobody's released that information. Nobody, because there have been statements made, but nobody's name has been outed. Like the police report, it was like some statements made, and these were by the cops anyway. These are what the cops put in the police report based on what they got from the interviews that they took. So nobody's information is out there, especially from the kids, from the students. So I don't know why he's bringing this up.
So stop asking us the question. Stop. It's no. We can't even do it if we wanted to. Okay? We can't talk about it. So don't ask. There is a court of law that will express everything, will lay out everything. We can't talk about it if we wanted to. Okay? So make it clear. Go back, confirm with Frisco Police Department. Go back, confirm with the district attorney.
Yeah, just go off the police report, man. Because like I said, I read the police report, and I'm seeing stuff online that people are talking about that ain't got nothing to do with the police report. It's like, look, we all know what's going on with this. Everybody's, not gonna say everybody, a lot of people on the black side and white side is making this about race, right? I hear a lot of black people saying that Metcalf got what he deserved. He shouldn't have been touching that black kid. Karmelo, he handled himself right. Fuck around and find out. That's all I've been hearing from the black folks. And from the white side, same thing. Trying to paint Karmelo as a thug, saying that he's evil, and it's on both sides, right? It's a bunch of race baiting on both sides of the table. My thing is, you have to go off the police report. And in the police report, like I said, the police report says this. Karmelo told Metcalf, right, touch me, touch me and find out, or whatever, something like that, right? Don't touch me or you'll see what's going to happen, or whatever, right? Now, in that police report, that was said. Also in that police report, the officer mentioned that in the interview that was said, and then a few moments later, right? Sometime later, that's what was used, the phrase. Sometime later, after Karmelo said, "Don't touch me," sometimes later, that's when Austin grabbed Karmelo. And when Austin grabbed Karmelo, Karmelo stabbed him. So what happened in that sometimes later? How long did that sometimes later pass, right? Was it sometime later a minute and a half, 2 minutes, 30 seconds? What transpired from the time Karmelo said, "Don't touch me," till sometimes later when they said that Metcalf grabbed him? Something happened in between that. That's but see, they left that out, right? Something happened. So right now, that's all we got. All we got is that Anthony told him, "Don't touch me," or "touch me and see what happens." And then sometime later, Metcalf grabbed him, and that's when Karmelo stabbed him. So you got to find out what happened in that sometime later. How long was it? And that's not going to come out until trial, right? But everybody everybody in their mind is saying that, Karmelo stabbed him for no reason, which that's what it sounds like. But you got other people saying it was self-defense, because people are, on the black side, people are saying, well, Karmelo Anthony is only 5'9", 130-something pounds. Metcalf, 6'1" or something, 6'2", 220, 230 pounds. I mean, and if he was that afraid of his life, leave. Why start a fight, right? Even though, shit, he wasn't afraid to join the football team. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he on the football team at 5'9", 130. You go run and get up against some big dudes. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't too afraid of that. So, you know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't he be afraid of dealing with Austin, right? Why would you have to, have a knife? Why did he have a knife? You got to ask that question too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been pointed out that he's had a knife before. So if he's carrying knives around, why is that? Why are you carrying knives around? Why do you feel like you have to carry knives around? That's another question, right? So, but yeah, so like I said, if people are saying that since Karmelo is so much smaller than Austin, he had a right to protect himself by brandishing that knife. My thing is, if you can't handle yourself, hand to hand, throw them fists, then leave. There was nothing in that report that said that Austin did anything to have him lose his life, right? Even if he pushed him, even if he touched him, even if he, hey, you get out of our tent, blah, 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 whatever. it's all words. If you felt like your life was in danger, if you felt like, you was that scared of him because he's bigger than you, you should have left. Or if you bold enough, hell, y'all throw down, hand to hand, right? Back in the day, that's what we did. Nowadays, motherfuckers, y'all scared to fight. If you felt like you had to protect yourself with a knife, why not just throw hands? Because obviously, Metcalf wasn't brandishing nothing, right? And if you felt like this guy is too big for you to fight, to throw hands with, leave. Leave. It's raining, but still, there were other tents. If you were scheduled to run that day, which a lot of people saying he was, a lot of people saying he wasn't, I don't know. That wasn't in the report. But if you were scheduled to run that day, you should have went up under another tent. If you wasn't scheduled to run and you there, you still could have went up under another tent. I'm pretty sure somebody would have let you, get up under their tent till the rain stopped. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, to me, there was no reason for that to happen. No reason for him to end this guy's life because he didn't want him up under his tent. But that's just my take on it, man. But like I said, other than that, everything else, we just got to wait till the trial come out. For everybody to be back and forth trying to paint the other person as mean and evil, trying to paint one guy as a thug, the other guy as a racist, and it's stupid. It's stupid. None of that needs to exist. It was one kid stabbed another kid. One kid said he's saying it's self-defense, But like I said, we don't know. That's got to be proven. And like I said before, we got to figure out, and it's probably not going to come out until trial, that sometimes later. Because in the police report, Karmelo said, "Don't touch me." And sometime later, that's when Metcalf grabbed him. So what happened in between? That's what we need to know. So until then, until the trial, hey, everything's speculation. So for everybody up here, like I said, I see a lot of black folks are really on this, F around and find out the white boy got what he deserved tip. What if it was reversed, right? What if it was reversed? The brother got his life ended, and all the white folks out here running around, fuck around and find out. That's what you get for touching a white boy. Now what? You know what I'm saying? Then y'all be up in arms about that too, right? Until it comes out, everything is speculation. Like I said, from what I heard, from what the report shows, there was no reason to end another guy's life. Like I said, they could have fought, or Karmelo could have got up and left. Point blank. But in our community, we feel like, hey, you test my manhood, I got to get you back. I got to pull out the weapons, right? That's why a lot of our youths are in jail right now, because they have no self-control. They're scared to fight. They think that fighting is pew-pewing or sticking somebody. That's not being a man. You know what I'm saying? If you can't put up them dukes and go at it, then what's the point? Hell, walk away. And that's why, like I said, so many of the brothers in jail, because they wanna pull out that gat. No self-control, no, like I said, pure going off raw emotions, right? That's the punk move right there. The punk move is to pull out the gun. Punk move is to bring a knife, right? If you can't settle your differences fist to fist, then that's straight punkish. That's weak. But like I said, we got a lot of that. A lot of these street dudes out here thinking that they tough, but the only reason they tough because they got a weapon. You take away the weapons and have these motherfuckers go at it fist to fist, I guarantee you a lot of them will walk away. A lot of these dudes don't want to fight, don't know how to fight, they scared to fight. That's why the minute they go to jail, they somebody's I'm serious. They somebody's bitch. The minute they step in the jail, doing your laundry, cause they ain't got no weapons in there. Hey, you got to put up a shut up, all right? But you guys, drop some comments down below. Let me know what y'all think. What Jayla Wrong with Jayla Wrong presents. Please be good to yourselves by all means. Let's be good to one another. and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Bucket naked.
Please hit the gym. Please hit the gym, and the pH needs